What is up, guys? NYKia31 here, bringing you Madden 25 online gameplay. Yesterday I went around the NCAA talking some college football. Today I'm going to do the same for the NFL. Going around the National Football League. And once this week rolls around, we're going to already be a quarter of the way in. The NFL just kind of steamrolls through. Seems like just yesterday we were in the dog days of the baseball season. A pretty boring baseball season, in my opinion. Not really very eventful outside of the A-Rod soap operas and stuff like that. But anyhow, here we are. 3 games in. What trends have we seen? And my first question would be, as you can see by the title and the description, is the New York Football Giants sitting there at 0-3. Are they really this bad? Are they really what they pretty much look like right now? The worst team in the NFL, this side of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Believe it or not, the Giants' point differential is only 3 points less than the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both are at 0-3. The Jaguars have only scored 28 points this year. That's almost impossible, the way this game is played now. Impossible. You have to be really bad to be that putrid offensively. But the Giants have given up 115. Their point differential is -61. The Jags is -64. Not good. But I don't think that entire division is very good. I think you have a bunch of average teams. I think 8-8, 9-7 is going to win the NFC East. So they're certainly not, mathematically out of it by any stretch, since I don't think any of these teams are anything more than average. But the Giants have a long way to go to just look average. And the thing that's wrong with the Giants is what happens with teams that have a lot of players with name recognition. Because of that, people tend to think that the team is better than it really is. Giants are all kinds of beat up along the offensive line. They have a lot of age on the offensive line. I mean, they're averaging less than 3 yards per carry on the ground. Again, that's ridiculously bad. That's almost impossible to do. You have to almost try to be that bad. You can blame the backs all you want, but I mean, something isn't right up front if your collective rushing average is 2.7. That's one thing. Secondly, you have Eli's a lot like Favre. Eli is a high reward, high risk QB. When it goes good, it goes really good. When it goes bad, he can look like the worst quarterback in the league. While his brother is a computer, Eli is more like his dad. If you're an NFL films junkie like I am, and you've seen footage of Archie Manning, you'll know what I mean. Eli's not the athlete that his dad was, but he plays with the same kind of abandon at times, or recklessness at times. And, like I said, when you have a team with a lot of name recognition players, you get overrated. JPP hasn't done anything in a while. He has the looks of a guy that people have figured out how to block. Tuck hasn't done anything in a couple of years now. He might be close to done, to be honest. And I love Justin Tuck. I'm always going to stick up for Notre Dame people. You know that going in. Their secondary is an atrocity. They can't cover anybody. Antro Roll, another name recognition player. He's a solid player. He's not great by any stretch of the imagination. Prince Amukamara can't stay on the field. Corey Webster is average. Their linebackers are average. You have an average football team with a lot of named players. That's who the Giants are. They're like a mini version of the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are the quintessential example of that. Every year it's always, is this going to be the season that the Dallas Cowboys put all that talent together? And they haven't done anything in years. And they won't do anything because they're not that talented. They're not nearly as talented as people think they are. On the other side of the spectrum, you have the Denver Broncos, who have just been slaughtering people. The Broncos have already scored close to 130 points. Peyton Manning is averaging close to 400 yards passing per game, which is something you'd see in a video game. It's something you'd see in this video game, as a matter of fact. As you see Geno Smith just throwing lasers all over the field. But, the Denver Broncos have that 2007 Patriots look to them. Now, whether they can close the deal, a lot of football is, left on the table in order for us to be able to find that out. But in the early goings of the season, the first month of the season, they look like the best team in the league. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Out of 3-0 teams, they're certainly among the most impressive. Good to see the Saints have their swag back. They have their spirit back. And as a result, you're seeing the Saints do Saints-type things. Chicago 3-0. Kind of surprised by that. No idea what to make of the Dolphins. I mean, I'm not a Ryan Tannehill fan. I'm just not a believer in that team yet. I mean, you can't take away what they've done so far. They've played very well, and all you can do in the NFL is beat people. It's not like college, where you have, weeks where you have fluff all over the place. It's the NFL. You take your wins and you run with it. You don't apologize. But, they're checking in at 3-0, and we're going to find out about them when they go to the New Orleans Saints crib this week and then play the Ravens the following week before their bye. That will reveal a lot. So that's just a little brief take about the NFL. I'll do longer videos on this on a weekly basis for college and for the NFL every week, as I will, give my thoughts about what goes on in both worlds. So, talk to you all later. Peace.